iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
There's a surreality going on, and I'm just so happy because it took us 8 years to get to this point, having met with the producer and Tom Kitt with their original idea to make this into a musical, and we took our time. And then when Diablo decided to write it, she pulled the characters out of the songs themselves, so there's a cohesiveness to the story that really makes it not feel like a jukebox musical. So I'm so excited about the fact that I get to work with Tom Kitt and Diane Paulus, who's a legend to me, and Larby choreographing. It's my dream.
I have been with this show from the very first reading, and it's been quite a journey bringing it here to Broadway. I feel like so much development, so many deep collaborative talks with Diane Paulus and Diablo Cody, and I feel like I got to really help shape and create Joe, my character, in a way that I've never been able to before, simply because I was with it from the beginning of the development. And so 2.5-ish years, whatever, later, to be able to have this kind of final product here, to be able to share it with audiences is really exciting.
Jagged Little Pill follows the life of this family in a perfect little suburbia, and tragedy strikes in the town and it rattles this community, and we get to watch this family humanly process the trials and tribulations of life. Come see Jagged Little Pill.
Alanis is here, which means the world to have her experience it on opening night with us. Glen Ballard, who wrote the album with her. And I'm just so excited for my extraordinary cast to knock it out of the park. They're so ready, and I can't wait to just sit back and enjoy it.
You know, our daughter, when she was about 11 years old or 12 years old, when they were first thinking about doing this show, she said, I am going to be in that show someday. And so it's just, she and her music take on more and more significance all the time.
Wow, that's it, that's the only feeling. You know what, it's crazy, it's like we just did a show, so there's an aspect of it where, you know, it just, I was talking to a friend of mine this morning, and my dad reminds me of this all the time too, is that today was just a normal day. We went to work, we told our story. The only difference is now we don't have rehearsal during the day. And so it's such a thrill to get to finally share it in such a public way, and to get to really start to live in this. And you know, this group of people is my favorite group of people on the planet. I feel so lucky and so blessed to be doing it. I'm just happy.
Tonight is a celebration of all the past work that it took to get to this point.
It's, you know, it's gone through a bunch of different renditions. Early on in the readings, it was a whole different storyline altogether, and then we took it to ART, and we kind of found our footing, and since then we've even made a lot of changes to strengthen and deepen the show, and make each of our characters even that much more complex. So it's been a process, like any musical process is, and we're just spoiled. You know, it's an embarrassment of riches with this amazing team and this incredible material that Diablo and Alanis has given us. So it's a dream come true.
I'm glad I've had a couple years to create her, find her, because I feel like it was just like layer by layer. I had to do a lot of research and a lot of studying to learn about the different things that she's dealing with, so that I felt accurately educated about them. But then, yeah, it was sort of a meticulous scene by scene, like, is her behavior in this scene being affected by this issue or that issue or both or something else?
Well, it's a love fest. I mean, you know, we're all so passionate about the piece, and everybody just gives 100% all the time. You know, everybody's just really just excited about sharing this story with people, a story that needs to be told, you know, and we really are. I mean, a lot of people say that, but we really are a very tight-knit family, and it's a big love fest.
I would describe it as really a show about healing. I mean, you see this seemingly perfect family in the beginning, but you don't realize that there's stuff underneath. There's cracks underneath the surface, and what we do to heal from that experience. And that's what I think a lot of people can take away from this, and empathizing with what people could be going through. Absolutely.
Each person has something that they can connect with in this show, and honestly relate to on a personal level. So something about this, I think everyone had. I think there's something for everyone in this show.
and they're going to really leave here feeling rocked out and love it and moved. It's a very moving piece.
I can barely contain myself. I've been to the bathroom 3 or 4 times already, so I'm actually, it's like a Christmas present, and I didn't even know it was Christmas, and I didn't write Santa, and here I am. And 25 years later, somebody is telling me that we have a show here, and here I am.
The show tonight was incredible. The cast was amazing. The audience was inspiring and thrilling. And the show just means so much to me, and I can tell that it means so much to our audiences and to America right now and to Broadway. And I'm just glad that we're open and people can know about us and they can come and see us and feel the uplift that I feel at the end of the show.
It has been amazing. I mean, it is difficult, but it's also like, for me, like the most thrilling experience in my creative life. The most thrilling experience in my career because there is no comparison to a live audience.
Alanis's music is really smart. Her lyrics are, they're very intricate and very intellectual. As you know, some pop songs are amazingly catchy, but they repeat the same words over and over again, which is harder to sustain as an actor. But Alanis's lyrics are so actable and so full of emotion. So I think that the combination of those things works really well theatrically.
Well, Diane Paulus is a friend and a collaborator. We did the Gloria Steinem play together last season at Off-Broadway. So she always does incredible work. And Alanis Morissette is one of my favorite musicians, singers, feminists, activists. I love her, and I'm just so excited to see what they've done with this.
It's actually the first time an African-American mother and daughter have been leading on Broadway together, and we're very proud to be making a little history tonight.
Ridiculous. Everyone is amazing. I mean, it's really like, these are some of my best friends in the world. Lauren and I have known each other for 6 years now. Every single person is someone I would trust with my life. Everyone is funny and fearless and kind and honest. And I learn more about myself by being around this group of people than I ever imagined possible.
It's been an absolute dream working with this team. They are at the top of their field. They're insanely creative and also expressive and human and intimate and emotional. It's like having your dream team. It's incredible.
They're so unbelievably gifted with their voices and their souls. They're all activists. They're all gorgeous inside and out, and they've shown up in such a huge way. I think Broadway is just really intense in terms of what it asks of people's bodies and minds and spirits. So I'm deeply grateful to everybody on that stage.
I think they have worked so hard. They have committed themselves so deeply to this. I think they're a bit in a pinch me mode, but also, you know, we're all ready to give this story to the audience tonight. I think that's what they're thinking about right now.
I think they're going to see all of the energy and artistry of Alanis Morissette. It's going to have beautiful moments. It's going to rock the way Alanis rocks, but it's going to ask important questions, and I think it's going to make people go away, especially with this story, and think about it and look at the world around them and really be in touch with a number of issues that are in the world right now that are very important.
iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.